Okay, well, here we are. This is officially the last one out of this box, but he did send another one in so he could collect them all together. And that other one is a Major 3000, which is quite an unusual set for the UK. So, we'll put that Cybernet mic away from yesterday. And this set is a Commtron. And it's December 1981. And the other thing I will say, while I've got a Commtron in my hand, is that in the post today came another Commtron like this. Not kind of like this. This is immaculate. And our mystery benefactor from North Lincolnshire, Alan, has very, very kindly sent me another radio, and it's a Commtron 40F. So thank you once again, Alan. That's really appreciated. It's box number 15 it's in. So those of you with repairs in, they're in box numbers. Some of the boxes, of course, have more than one set in. We're on box number 10 at the moment. And so after the next set, we'll be moving on to box 11. So the Commtron, which Alan has sent, will be box number 15. And although it's being given to me, it will go through the same sequence. Right, so there we are. There is one going to jump in. That's a Midland 76095, is it? The Midland, that's from my friend the Electric Man. Right, have I got one of these power leads on this bench? I know we manufacture them, but not sure that we're going to have one on here. So better just open the lid up just to make sure I'm putting the positive and negative the right way round. But we won't make any adjustments until we've seen what figures this is producing. Looks absolutely immaculate. Better put the soldering iron on because we're going to need that. But right now, it still smells a little bit of new. It uses the LC7136, which is the fatter version of the LC7137. So with that bit of information, we can put our crocodile clips in the general direction. So I'll put the lid on it, and we'll plug the PA speaker into the public address socket. I'll just make sure it powers up before putting the external speaker in. So 9 volts, 300 milliamps, and it's come on, drawing 160 milliamps. We'll go to 13.8 volts, current limited for 1.6 amps, and it's come on. Pop it on channel 20. Plug the mic in. Most of these mics don't work. So that's now coming through its internal speaker. So we'll now plug the external speaker in, which goes into our test instruments. Just like that. Now, is there a corner left of that piece of paper we've been using, or have I mislaid my piece of paper? You know what, there could be a corner left. Yeah, we could do that way on, couldn't we? Right. Here goes. We'll start off on the 3-watt scale. I don't have the other camera on. Why is that? I've got no picture. I'll just pause the video while I find out what's happening. There's an S video to HDMI converter, and one of the leads was loose. Right, we'll switch that one on now. So let's try and move that out of the way. Key up. Doing more than 3 watts. Doing 3.1 watts. Deviation. Hey, it's got deviation, 1.6. Frequency. I'll tell you what, that's pretty close. 27,79117. Let's look at receive. So put that into the signal generator, 2779. I put the correct frequencies in, it's near enough. And I won't have to faff with it again. So that's 1 microvolt. Let's go over to the cyanide meter. Let's put a bit more volume on. So 12 dB is 0.95 microvolts. So that's in spec. So we'll have a look at this. Pop the speaker off. You know, I think that's got enough wire for us not to have to unsolder it on this occasion. So I'm not going to touch the VCO. As I've said before, most of the time the components aren't fitted to do the VCO, and you have to put in 3 or 4 components to check it. It's not being disturbed. We're going to check it works on channel 1 and 40, and these kind of sets are very stable in that respect. I think the most important chassis to ever check for VCO is what we were doing yesterday, and that's the Cybernet 002F chassis as used in the Amstrads and the Mustangs and some Harvards and that. So we're going to transmit. We may get this done in 20 minutes. So we want that peaked, which is there. We want that peaked. Little improvement there. No improvement with that one. No improvement that one. We're at 3.2 watts. I'd like it to be more than 3.5. That's soon solidified. .6 watts. Watts. Recheck that one. There we are, done. Most of these, the S meter's not adjustable, but you know what? I think this one is. I think I can see a preset down there. I'll change glasses. But we're not we're not looking at the S meter yet. Yeah, it's got a preset. Well done. So the first thing we're going to do is the power meter, which is that one. So let's lift it up so we can all, hopefully we can see. It's banging across. I want that to read 4. It does. Let's go over to low power. And on low power it's doing 210 milliwatts. So let's see if we can bring that up. It's supposed to be a 10 dB attenuator, it's supposed to be 400 milliwatts. And whilst they're adjustable like they are in this set, that is good news to me. While I've got it in transmit, let's just pop it on frequency. It's so close, I'm sure it'll go. There we go. That's on frequency. Deviation. So it's the next one down. Let's get the little oscillator out. Am I on the right note here? No. See where that is. Wall. Oh, it's too loud. Wall. That's spot on. So 2.2 kilohertz with an absolute peak of 2.5. So we've now got 4 watts. 2.2 to 2.5. We've got 27,79125. Let's listen to this on PA. So it's you turn the squelch down to the click position. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2, and then you find it doesn't work. Oh! Yeah, it's there. Yeah. What I'm going to do, I've switched the set off. I'm just going to turn it on and off a few times because the switch could be a bit dirty. Switch the set back on. To PA. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2, 1 2 1 2. Wallow. So it unfortunately comes through the other speaker as well. It comes through the extension speaker, so it's not an ideal PA facility. But it now works. It's just a bit of a dirty switch contact. Lack of use. It should be self-wiping, so this shouldn't need a spray putting on. Right. So one of the letdowns on this chassis is the detector. So let's go over to the synod. We'll go over to the oscilloscope. I keep pressing the button, but nothing seems to be happening. Thank you. Better switch the oscilloscope on as well as a special treat. I want an S9 equivalent signal on the signal generator, so that's 100 microvolts. I want a meaningful trace. I want enough volume for that to be a sensible trace. And then we're just going to check that detector coil, which is here. Very, very slight adjustment, neither here nor there. Right, we'll get tuning. So we'll go over to the synod meter. We want to drop that to about 4 dB. So we've not saturating the receiver. Turn the volume down a bit. Slight improvement there. Slight improvement there. Slight improvement there. No change there. Bit more signal for this IF one. That was the correct position too. So this isn't going to have made much difference, but we'll read it off. So that's hovering around the 12. It was 0.95 before, and you know what, it's now 0.85. So we have done a bit of good. Good, all done. Right, S9 on the meter. So 100 microvolt once again. I'll show you the attenuator controls. I'll also disconnect the set because that's what I'm likely to do. It's showing 7.5, so we'll just pull that up a bit. And when they have a preset, and this one does, it's on the back of the meter. So I've been able to adjust that one. It's 50-50 as to whether anything with the Maxon chassis has that adjustment. If it's on the board, it's where low power is, and so you'll find some of these chassis which don't have low power, the S-meter presets there. Squelch is our final port of call. So I'm going to turn the squelch to full on the radio, and now we're going to advance the signal generator. I want the squelch to open when we hit 100 microvolts, 3 microvolts, 10 microvolts, 30 microvolts, 100. It hasn't opened. So we'll just adjust the squelch preset till it does. Is it that way? Is it that way? Is it never going to open? No, it's never going to open. So we're going to have to go up a notch, 300 microvolts. It's there. So if I have that on max, if I read off my signal generator when it's opening at, let's have a look, we're on the 300 scale, so that's 100 microvolts, 150 microvolts, 200 microvolts, 250 microvolts. So it is opening at 300 microvolts. So at least it is opening, even though I would prefer it to be 100. So now at the opposite end of the scale, we're going to park the signal generation, switch it to standby, which is what the red light shows, and we're going to turn the squelch down on the radio, set threshold, and we're going to switch the signal generator back on. Nearly was on then, so let's see. Coming in at 480 microvolts, it's leaving at 300 microvolts. And then just for giggles, we'll see how we can hear what we can hear this radio down to. So we know it's doing 0.8 microvolts for 12 decibel synad, because that's involving noise. But let's see what we can actually hear it down to. So that's I'll turn the squelch down. That's 0.3. Let's just see, change the tone. You can hear that. I can hear it down to 0.1 microvolts. Good. Well, that's been a quick one. So apart from rocking the PA switch backwards and forwards, he's just never had any alignment work, I don't think, since it was new. It certainly hasn't had the golden screwdriver in it. That will turn the volume down. Pop these screws back in. It's now about 8 o'clock in the evening. We're not going to be doing a scratchy corner test on it today, but I think it's Saturday tomorrow. I think Mr. Chippy is going to manage to do one in daylight tomorrow. What a lovely set. So this is in box number 10. We've got one more set to go in box 10. We're going to slot in Electric Man's Midland. Then we'll be moving on to box 11, which I think is 2 Midland 4001s. And then the next Commtron will be box 15. Right, plug it into the roof aerial. Unplug these extension speakers. See whether I can hold it in such a way that it doesn't disconnect the power. One Nano Roger. Tango 21 calling Andy. Andy, you out there? One of my radio ham friends sometimes lurks on 37 when he's not radio hamming it.
I'm not sure. I had it under the night.
Oh, I think he's there.
Whether you heard it or not, or whether it sounded, Lee said it sounded alright. But I don't know, everyone does. And then you speak to somebody else and says you sound shit, so sometimes you think, what we're doing right or wrong.
Tango 21 on the side. Well, he's not hearing me, so that's not Andy. He doesn't talk like that anyway. The fact is, if they don't acknowledge you, they're not doing 4 watts, are they? Simple as that. Right, so that's another nice set, and that didn't take much doing at all. So you'll be seeing one in, we'll be seeing another one which needs some real work doing to it, and that'll be in a few sets time. So thanks for watching Commtron CB40F from 1981 in immaculate condition.